Welcome to my live reading, you guys. Welcome. So I just started this live stream. We're just going to wait a couple more seconds for more people to join. I'm going to post the link to my PayPal if you are interested in this reading. So that is the link to my PayPal. This is a $25 USD reading. And I will tell you what you need to know about your love interest. So we're going to talk about their deepest fears, desires, what is conflicting them. So since I just started, I'm pretty sure there's no one on the list. Let me just double check. So this is a good time to make your purchase if you do want a reading before the list gets long and everybody comes on. So for those of you who are early on here, make the best out of it. Alrighty. Um, 101 Jonas. Hey, thanks for, is it, I'm pretty sure I mispronounced it. Is it Janus? 101 Janus or Janos. But thanks for tuning in. Okay, Evan, awesome. Um, what should we talk about, you guys? For those of you who are joining, thanks for tuning in. This is the Dream Medium. So this reading is a $25 USD reading, and I'm going to tell you what you need to know about your love interests. We're going to talk about what are their deepest fears, desires, what is keeping them conflicted. Um, I decided to do this reading because I just felt like a lot of my subscribers, or a lot of people in general, are struggling when it comes to understanding the person that they're connecting to. And so by this reading, I do hope that I will give you a better idea as to, you know, who you're connecting to, why your love interest is the way that they are. I did this reading earlier and it was very, very in depth. We even got sort of psychological as well, especially for those of you who are dealing with a love interest that experienced, certain bad situations in the past that they're still kind of traumatized on. But yeah, it's a great reading, especially to help you better understand the situation and to better understand your love interest. Hi, Carmen. Yeah, so for this $25 reading, all my live stream readings has a specific question. I do that because I also offer private readings, and my private readings are far more expensive than my live readings. So to keep it fair, I don't want someone to, ask me a question for my private reading and receive it like, because $25 is way cheaper than the private readings that I usually provide or offer. So, Carmen, you got it right. I will tell you a general, I don't want to say general, but I'm going to tell you basically what are this person's desires, what are their fears? Why are they the way that they are? Why do they love the way that they love? Why do they do certain things in the connection, especially if you've been having problems with your love interest and you can't seem to understand what the heck is going on in their mind, right? Why are they acting this way? We're going to go deep and we're going to figure out a little bit of their psychology, even though I'm not a psychologist, but I'm pretty much going to give you a lot of background information to help you understand your love interests better. Does that make sense, Carmen? You asked a great question. Okay. So let me check the list right now. Let's see. So the two people that are on the list so far are Evan and Wendy. Let me just go ahead and type that out. Evan, Wendy. All right, Evan. So the only information that I will need from you guys is your love interest first name. If you don't want to give me their first name, that's fine. You can also give me their initials. Okay, Jacob. Let's see. Oh, Wendy, that's you. Tell me about Jacob. Tell me about Jacob and his connection with Evan. Tell me about Jacob. What are Jacob's desires? What are his fears? What is conflicting Jacob? Tell me about Jacob. Tell me about Jacob. What are his fears? What are his desires? What are Jacob's fears and desires? What is conflicting him when it comes to this connection with Evan? Clarify the Six of Wands. Clarify the Six of Swords. Okay, I'm being pulled to pull another clarity card. Let's see. What is this? Four of Swords. Okay. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. One more clarity for the Wheel of Fortune that I'm going to pull out. Clarify the High Priestess. Okay, so we're going to talk about Jacob's desires, fears, what is keeping him conflicted, okay? So let's just start with the Six of Wands being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. Um, okay, I see all about this person because the Six of Wands is telling me that this is someone who they feel pressured by a lot of people. Um, I just saw with the Six of Wands how this person has a hard time with giving themselves credit. Okay, and this is something that will probably influence or is probably influencing the connection, but right now we're on their fear and their confliction so that you can better understand your love interest. Because you're dealing with a person here where I just see that all their life, especially from childhood, that they have had, pressure from definitely parents, but also just family and friends in general. And so with the Eight of Pentacles, this is someone who has accomplished a lot, someone who is very successful, but they don't recognize that. You are dealing with a person who they tend to feel like everything is not good enough. And it could really stem from this, this pressure that they experience as a kid. Um, I want to pull out another card. Clarify the Six of Wands. Ooh, so we got a reversal here. The Two of Wands in reverse. Now, it does seem like one of the many lessons that your love interest is learning in this connection is to release societal pressure, or I don't want to say societal pressure, but definitely pressure from what their family may think about their life. I mean, there comes a time where, especially when you grow up and you become a young adult, where you slowly start to form your own beliefs, your own perceptions. And the Two of Wands, I just see that Jacob is in a place where he's trying to release himself from this here. He's trying to release himself from feeling pressured by the people in his surrounding. Um, I just feel like Jacob really needs freedom. But with this Eight of Pentacles here, it can be quite unhealthy when you are a person who has so much to give your credit for, but you don't see it as, like, some may call it humble, but sometimes you just need to give yourself credit, give yourself recognition. um Next, you have the Six of Swords, and I did pull out two clarity cards, but let's just talk about one of them. In clarity of the Six of Swords, you have the Four of Swords. So this is all about his fears, because Jacob fears reuniting, or even if there wasn't a separation, he fears getting into something serious, right? So like a commitment or a relationship. He fears getting into something serious with you, just for him to feel restricted. Remember, you're dealing with a person where, for a very long time, especially growing up, if you look at their past and their background, you're dealing with someone who faced a lot of pressure and a little bit too much control and influence from their family. Okay. And so I don't want to say that it's traumatizing, but I just want you to understand why they fear being in commitments, because they don't want to feel restricted. Is this making sense, Evan? Okay, because Jacob's fear is getting into something serious with you just for it to not work out, but then not be feel like he's not able to walk away. Or if he's dissatisfied, he feels like he won't be able to leave. He's one of those people where it's like he feels like once he starts something, he's in. He can't leave. Um, let's see. Oh, you said spot on. Yeah. Um, wow. I do feel like what's happening between you and Jacob is definitely stemming from family, from what he had to go through. Okay, from what he had to go through with his family. And that's why I always say something that happens in our childhood will affect us even throughout adulthood, and especially in our love lives, how we love other people. So, especially here with this Eight of Pentacles, a person who doesn't acknowledge or recognize their success, how amazing they are, their accomplishments, that can be a problem, especially with their self-esteem. This is a person who is very, very tough on themselves. Next, you have the Wheel of Fortune. So, the Wheel of Fortune is telling me that this has been quite a long situation, huh? This is not like something that's new. I do feel like you and Jacob have history. Um, in clarity of the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Nine of Cups. I actually want to pull out another clarity for this Nine of Cups. The Ten of Swords. Hmm. I do feel like in the very beginning, the beginning stages of this connection, Jacob had a problem with settling down. Okay, why do I say that? Because in clarity of the Nine of Cups, you do have the Ten of Swords. And I'm just seeing this Nine of Cups as greed, overindulging. But it's really all to feed his ego, to make himself feel good about, to feel good about himself. But I almost said that wrong. But yes, with the Nine of Cups, it's like this is a person who likes having options. They like having options of people in case one connection goes wrong. Jacob will have something else to rely on to build or boost his ego. Due to Jacob's fear, especially of being alone, I do feel like Jacob has a fear of being alone, and that's why with the Nine of Cups, he makes sure to always have options. So due to that, the Wheel of Fortune is saying, "Hey, Jacob, if this is something that you want in the future, if you do want to be with Evan in the future, just know that we were keeping tabs on all that selfishness and greed that you were doing. So you may or may not have a second chance with Evan." You said, "I never understood how he couldn't see what I saw in him. I never got to tell him we're in separation. Everyone influenced him." Yep, that family. I definitely saw it with that wands. Six of Wands, definitely. I had to wait. His family talked him into fighting a restraining, filing a restraining order against us, and a coworker got his friends to try and split us up. Oh wow. He suffers from codependency issue, hence his need to always have company, fear of being alone. But remember what I said about his childhood. This is someone who was frequently controlled, frequently told what to do, how to think. And so it pretty much led them, even now as an adult, to still rely on people for validation. Okay. So let's talk about this Ace of Swords. So I do see here that Jacob is currently reevaluating a lot of things in his life. I do see that with the Ace of Swords, he is seeing things more clearly. He's realizing things more, a lot more. Clarify the Ace of Swords. Now, what are his desires? With this Five of Cups, he's definitely fearing that he may have lost a chance with you. Remember, I said recently he's been seeing things, you know, very clearly, especially if there was some deception in the past. He is now very focused and he knows what he needs to do with this Ace of Swords. Hopefully, it's not too late though, because the Five of Cups, he's feeling and he's fearing that perhaps I lost my chance. Perhaps Evan isn't interested anymore. But the one thing with the Five of Cups is he's more focused on the negative, because look at this girl here, right? She's paying attention to these three cups that have spilled over. What she doesn't realize is, hey, look at these two cups down here. There's still hope. There's still an opportunity. So he's more focused on the negative. He's more focused on what happened in the past between you and him. Because, like I said, the Wheel of Fortune, nothing goes unnoticed. And he's aware of the certain things that he did to you in the past, which is why I said the Wheel of Fortune is like, hey, if you want another chance, we still remember all those things that you did to Evan. Okay? So you may not have fortune on your side. You may not be able to have a second chance. But let's see. So those are his fears, losing his chance with you. Next, you have the High Priestess being clarified by the Knight of Swords. Really what I'm seeing here with the High Priestess is oh. So this is someone who definitely looks up to you. With the High Priestess, I do feel like you were Jacob's muse. He learned a lot from you. I always say that you can't change a person, but you can be a good example. You can influence someone to change for the better. And that's exactly what happened. Jacob was definitely influenced by you, but for the better. You were a great example of him. That's what I'm seeing here. The High Priestess, he definitely saw you, or he sees you, because these are his feelings. With the High Priestess, he sees you as a person who is very mature, person who is very stable, very level-headed, which is why he had a lot of trust for you. I do see here in the relationship when the two of you were together that he relied on you for a lot of things. You definitely were more of the leader. You were more of the leader in this connection. So I can only imagine what happened when the two of you were separated. Of course, that just gave other people an even bigger access to control him. In clarity of the High Priestess, you have you have the Knight of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords, another desire of his is that he definitely wants to come back. But just be careful though, because with the Knight of Swords, this is someone who is pretty upset as well because of how things ended. So when they do come back, it's going to be very swift. It's not going to be something that's like from the movies. He's not coming back with flowers and, begging on his knees. But this is a person who has definitely missed you a lot. They feel like there's like without you in their life, there's like this missing piece to the puzzle. Okay, a missing piece of the puzzle, and so he's rushing in. He's rushing in for stability because you were the one who was providing that. You were providing stability for him. So I do see him coming in, having a lot to say to you. It's going to be more of a confrontation, but confrontations are not always bad, not just because someone has a confrontation with you doesn't mean that they're necessarily arguing. They're just expressing themselves, especially expressing concerns about this connection. And you should also do the same thing, express yourself as well. So yeah, Evan, this is, everything about your person, from what happened in their childhood that is still affecting them till now and their relationships. I do hope that this helped. Hope that you have a better idea. I just want to thank you for letting me do your reading. Thank you for the support. Next person is Wendy. Tim. Okay, so let's talk about Tim. This is for Wendy. Tell me about Tim. Tell me about Tim. Tim. What's going on in this connection between Tim and Wendy? What are his fears, desires, confliction? Tell me about Tim. What are his desires? Clarify the Ace of Cups. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. Clarify the Nine of Cups. Clarify the Eight of Cups. So Wendy, this is for you and Tim. You have the Ace of Cups being clarified by the Sun card. I want to clarify the Sun card. The Magician. Okay, so with the Ace of Cups here, I just feel like the Sun card really tells a lot of stories. So that's why I always ask for double clarity. But with the Ace of Cups here, I am hearing that this person has chosen you. With the Ace of Cups, they definitely want to give you an offer. They want to give you a love offer. I feel like it's been I feel like they've been pretty slow to give this offer though, but we're going to talk about it more. In clarity of the Ace of Cups, you do have the Sun card. So I do feel like this is someone who has made a decision between, it's not that they made a decision between you and someone else. I just feel like this person was with someone else for a long time. Okay. And so there's like a transition from being in a relationship with another woman to being with you. And that's just what the Ace of Cups is saying. It's like they chose to start to give you this offer after being with someone else and leaving that other person. Is this making sense? Let me see if I can word it differently. Um, so basically, it's growth. This is someone who, while we all do have a preference, it's kind of an upgrade. Like if when they do give you this offer, which is their desire to, it will be seen, or you will be seen as an upgrade, considering the people from his past who, you know, he has dated, who Tim has dated. There's a huge contrast between the women from his past and you, Wendy. So yes, that I think that makes better sense. Um, in clarity of the Ace of Cups, the Magician also came out. I do feel with the Magician giving you some background information on your love interest, Tim. I do see here that, you know, in the past, this is someone who I don't see him being a trickster. I just see him dealing with women who were tricksters. And so this is an individual who is very smart because they're very experienced. They've dealt with very deceptive partners. Hence, the drastic difference between you and the women in his past, Wendy. It's like all his life he had to fight basically with these women from his past, these very troubled women. But for this connection with you, it's very different. Next, you have the Six of Pentacles being clarified by the Six of Cups. I want to pull out another clarity card. Clarified the Six of Pentacles. Hmm. So this is also representing their desires as well, Wendy, because with the Six of Pentacles, like I said, when I read the Ace of Cups, they definitely want to give you an offer. But the Six of Pentacles is them fearing that perhaps there would be some sort of imbalance in this love connection where one person would be more invested than the other. Because I do feel like that's exactly what they dealt with the women from their past. Remember, the magician. This is someone who it's like they really had to stand up for themselves with their past relationships. So that's one of their fears. And so in clarity of the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups and the Moon card came out. So their desire is to definitely build something with you. They want to offer you, a cup of their love, but they also want you to offer them something as well. They want it to be mutual. If this is someone who you dealt with in the past and for some reason there was a separation, the Six of Cups is also saying that they want a reconciliation. In clarity of the Six of Pentacles, the Moon card came. So the Moon card is not like this major secret or anything. Well, it kind of is, but the Moon card is just saying that you are unaware of this person's true feelings and desires. And that's just because you're dealing with a magician, a person who it's like instinctively they are very protective of themselves due to past experience with deceptive love interests. Next, you have the Nine of Cups being clarified by the Page of Swords. Let's see what's going on here. So, this is all about what is conflicting them. Because with the Nine of Cups, the question is, will this person put their guards down? Remember now, they often feel the need to protect themselves and be cautious of, you know, women because they were used before in their past. I just hope they understand that not all, every woman isn't the same. Just saying. All women aren't the same. But with the Nine of Cups, the question is, will Tim be willing to put his guards down, put down those walls in order to communicate with you? Pages do represent a form of communication. You see this rabbit here with a letter in his hand. He has a message to deliver, but look at how he's holding up a sword. It's to defend himself in case anything goes wrong. So I need you to understand that you're dealing with someone who is just very almost traumatized in a way because of, the past people that he had to deal with. Next, you have the Eight of Cups being clarified by the Six of Swords. So, Wendy, I do hope that you're still here. Let me see if I can remember. Let me see if I can remember the timestamp. Hmm. Oh well. You're here. Okay, okay. You're very quiet. That's why I was like, am I talking to myself? Is this making sense to you, Wendy? If I said something that didn't make sense, please let me know and I can see if there's another way that I can explain it because sometimes when I see something or when I get a lot of messages, it's hard forming it in a sentence or like, pretty much it's sometimes it's hard for me to say it in a way where the person will understand. Um so is there something that you need me to go back on? You were pretty quiet. I just wanted to make sure that you were understanding this. And so just let me know. So with the 8 of cups, um you said I can't believe he's the one that was tricked. So you think he was the one who was tricking other people? Well, sometimes, and I'm not saying this to defend him, I just feel like people are easily influenced by other people. If you're dealing with a person who was manipulated and deceived in the past by not just one past lover, but also, and I'm not saying that you were the one who did it, I'm talking about before the two of you met. If you're dealing with someone who has been used and abused in the past, perhaps he learned that, right, from the people who did those things to him. So I wouldn't be shocked. It isn't the right thing to do because you don't, if you, like, if he experienced this, then why go and put someone else through that? But sometimes people are, I guess, interesting. Um, no, the Six of Swords was over here. So, lastly, with the Eight of Cups, you do have the Six of Swords. And also considering that they are very defensive. This is someone who felt the need to protect themselves from a, a lot of people in their life simply because they were misused. They were definitely taken advantage of in the past, so they don't want that to happen again to them. Now, the way that they're going about it may be wrong, pushing people away, tricking people. It could really all just be something that like they're easily triggered by, but this is definitely someone who is still holding on to what happened to them in the past, definitely. With the Eight of Cups being clarified by the Six of Swords, their fear, a major fear of theirs when it comes to this connection with this Eight of Cups, is the two of you not getting a chance to really fix things, to really fix the damage. Because with the Eight of Cups, they don't want you to walk away. If they invest in this, they don't want you to walk away. Okay? And even here with the Six of Swords, if the two of you were to get back together, don't just focus. The Six of Swords is always a warning card from my perspective as a reader. Because the Six of Swords is saying, hey, while you do want a reunion with this person, understand that you yourself, you're pretty toxic and a lot of work. Even if the reunion does happen, a lot of work needs to be done in this connection. You see all these swords in this these people's boat here. They're continuing their journey, but these are they're literally six swords sticking through their boat. So it's like if the two of you do decide to move forward with each other, yes, be happy that you're back together, but also understand that these swords represents the damage that had been done to this connection. So changes need to major changes needs to happen, because if it doesn't happen, then another separation will occur. I do feel like this person needs to acknowledge a lot of their wrongs. I know that they were hurt before in the past, but they can't have that mentality where they feel like every woman that they encounter will be the same way as their ex, or as their exes, because you'll end up misjudging someone simply because you're still holding on to what an ex from your past did. That's not fair. Um, but you're definitely dealing with a very complicated individual. I do feel like they have a lot of work to do on themselves first. Despite them wanting to make this work, they need to work on themselves first. Okay, Wendy. I do hope that this, gives you a better idea of why they are the way that they are. This is not to justify anybody's actions. We are all grown here, but no one is really perfect. And at least if you can understand why they do certain things or why they act the way they do, if you understand why, you wouldn't blame yourself. You wouldn't get yourself involved with that, because this person needs to work on themselves. It really has nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying, Wendy? Extremely complicated, right? So there's currently nobody on my list. If there's anyone who's interested in a reading, you're more than welcome to get one. It's $25. We're going to first of all, I'm going to tell you what you need to know about your love interest. So we're going to talk about, what's their deepest fears? What are they conflicted, or what's conflicting them about? I can't even talk. What's conflicting them about? What is conflicting them? Um, what are their desires, We're going to talk about all of that. And that is the link to my PayPal that I just posted. So just let me know if you do decide to get a reading. Especially if your PayPal name is going to be different from your YouTube name, please let me know so that I'll know for sure that it's you that is in this live. But yep, I'm just gonna be here pretty much chilling. Oop, let me send Runisha her reading. Get shareable link. Oh, Layson, I was not ignoring you. I did remember seeing your comment earlier. Welcome. I know I'm kind of late, but welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for always supporting. I do appreciate you. Okay, Chris, let's see. Tell me about Chris and this connection with Layson. Tell me about Chris and this connection with Layson. Tell me about Chris and his connection with Layson. Tell me about Chris. What are his fears, desires, confliction? Clarify the Five of Cups. Clarify the Page of Pentacles. Clarify the Ace of Pentacles. Clarify the Moon card. This one right here. Okay. All right. So let's talk about Chris, Layson. First, you have the Five of Cups being clarified by the Six of Cups. So, right away, this reading is starting off with what is conflicting Chris. And it's the fact that Chris is a little bit too focused on the past. What happened in the past? What he should have done, what he could have done, what would have happened if he would have done this. Instead of realizing that, hey, the damage may have been done in the past, mistakes may have been done in the past. But if you can see here, these three cups have spilled over, but there's still two cups at the bottom standing tall. So it's not over. It's not the end of the world. No, he has not lost his chance with you as much as he's thinking and feeling conflicted about. In clarity of the Five of Cups, you even have the Six of Cups. So I do feel like with this Six of Cups, his true desire is to reunite with you. But he's too focused on what went wrong, what went wrong in the past. So much to the point where he's doubting that a reunion would even be possible. Next, you have the Page of Pentacles being clarified by the Four of Swords. Let's see what's going on here. So this is also a person who is having a hard time forgiving themselves. And it's interesting because if you, Layson, if you are willing to, hi Diva, if you are willing to forgive Chris, then Chris should be willing to forgive himself for past mistakes, right? Because this is someone who is very conflicted. And I do feel like Chris is really being very hard and beating themselves up over certain things that happened in the past. because with the page of pentacles, this is someone who has major goals for you and him. Major goals for this connection. Definitely wants a new beginning. But communication hasn't been the best, huh? Because Lacey and I feel like Chris hasn't been really communicating, or even if he has not been transparent. He has not been very open, if there's been any communication at all. Because he's over here, still thinking about the past, still beating himself up about the past. Next, you have the Ace of Pentacles being clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, you guys, these cards are so beautiful. But his desires, like I keep on saying, considering all this cups and pentacles, this is definitely a person who wants a new beginning. They definitely want to start something new with you, Layson. With the Ace of Pentacles, like I said, they have a big offer. Okay, this is someone who puts this connection on a very high pedestal. They can definitely see you in their future. They want a future with you. And the fact that the Ten of Pentacles came out is because they see you as a person who's very ideal for them. You are a very ideal partner. So their desire is to grow with you, have a future with you. Next, let's talk about this Moon card, right? So the Moon card and the Page of Swords. Because of this blocked off communication, because I really just feel like there's been no communication at all, even if there has, he's still not being transparent about his feelings. Because the Moon card is saying that for quite some time, you were also doubting this connection because you were having a hard time pinpointing where his head was at. You were having a hard time seeing how he felt. I do feel like with the Page of Swords, he is very fearful of being misjudged by you, which is why he has a hard time being transparent. With the Page of Swords here, which is all about communication. But he fears that if he does communicate certain things to you, if he does really open up and be vulnerable, he feels like he might have to defend himself and defend who he is. Very defensive person you're dealing with, but who knows what happened, that caused them like this. Clarify the Page of Swords. You have the Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh. Ace of Pentacles. You have so many cups and pentacles. So communication will happen. Communication will definitely happen. But my advice to you is to reassure this person that they can open up to you without any judgments. They can put their swords down. They can relax. Okay, relax, Chris. So I do hope that this reading is helpful. Hopefully it gave you a better understanding of the kind of person that you're dealing with. And thank you so much for your support. So you guys, oh, Layson, you said, yes, he's never been open. I feel like a lot of people have a hard time being vulnerable with their partners. So you guys, there's currently no one on the list. If there's anyone who wants a reading, just let me know. I'm going to be here chilling. It's a $25 reading, and it's about what do you need to know about your love interest. I will tell you their deepest fears, desires, what are their confliction, what is bothering them, we're gonna get deep. So if you're interested, that is the link that I posted. I'm really just gonna be here. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, but just gonna be chilling until someone gets a reading. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not as talkative tonight, but I don't know. Chat with me. What are you guys up to? So, a lot of people, a lot of us, we are having to stay indoors, but I know that every state is different. I'm in Texas, and they're not really as, I mean, you can still go out and about. You're just risking your safety. But, a lot of places are being shut down. Just today, they shut down restaurants. Oh, you guys have a total shutdown. So like, are you guys still allowed to get out and go to the grocery store? Because here in Texas, grocery stores are still open, and so I'm just very grateful of those workers, those employees who are risking their health as well to still provide us with groceries. You guys are so quiet tonight. It's kind of interesting. What's going on with you guys? Why are you guys so quiet? I mean, let's see. Let's see. Hey, Carol, what's up? Oh, I'm just chilling. I mean, everyone's really quiet, so I don't know what to say. I don't know. Everyone's really quiet tonight. It's okay though. I mean, I'm pretty quiet too as well. That's why I just commented. I was like, if y'all want a reading, let me know. I will be here. Oh, shy. Why are you guys shy? I'm on here. I've been on live frequently. Thought we were all friends, but okay. Guess we're not, since you guys want to be shy. Um, let's see. Singing We Are Family. Carol is from Australia. Are you guys on lockdown? What? You said you're going to the pub tonight, so like I'm assuming that it hasn't hit. Hopefully it doesn't. So let me say it has not, but it didn't hit Australia, huh? Hi Bella, thanks for tuning in. You guys are so lucky. And it's crazy because we only had like a few, like probably less than 10 cases here in the US, and then it just, there's just a huge rise. Like it just skyrocketed. And that's just what happens when things like that are going on, but we're not taking any precaution. Um oh my gosh, do not get me started on toilet paper. People here in the oh my gosh, toilet paper sold out. Isn't that just ridiculous? Like, why? Why? Why did people think of that? Why did people think about getting rid of toilet paper? Like, why? Why? Why do I've seen people at the grocery store, like this one lady, she bought 30 gallons of milk. Why are you buying 30 gallons of milk? Do you know how fast milk expires? It's just selfish. Why are you selling out toilet paper? So what are people going to use to wipe their bums? And you need toilet paper. Like, people are just really chaotic and very irrational during times like this. So, you guys, I'm going to take a quick restroom break. Carol, you got this right, please? I'll be right back. I like how you guys are just having a blast talking to each other. Like finally some dialogue on the live stream. It was so quiet before. Um yes, I am still here. If you guys want a reading, let me just there we go. That is the link. Um Andrea, this is a 25 for those of you who are joining. Thanks for tuning in. Um I'm the Dream Medium. This is a $25 live stream reading. It is for those of you who need to, know more um, about the person that you're dealing with. So what do you need to know about your love interest? I'll tell you their deepest fears, desires, what is conflicting them. We're going to get pretty deep just so that you can get a better understanding of why your love interest is the way that they are. Why do they do certain things? What are they struggling with that is ultimately influencing this connection? What is a bite it? Bit it? Bidet. What is that? You guys don't have toilet paper. Hold on. You guys, I'm over here in the US. They're selling out toilet paper. So give me ideas. I'm going to search that up right now. I'm going to search that up right now. Let me see. A bite it. What is that? The hell? Oh. Oh. Bidet. Oh, it's a bidet. 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 Okay. Bidet. I said bite it. Goodness. Interesting. I might have to invest in one of these since people want to sell out toilet paper. Leaves and rocks. There we go again, diva. There we go again. We're not doing that. That would hurt. I would rather just use water. Oh my goodness. Leaves and rocks. That's so rough. No way. Okay, Andrea. I did get your purchase. So what is the first name of your love interest? Or if you don't want to give me their first name, you can always give me their initials. Okay, Tony. Tony, Tony, Tony. Tony, Tony, Tony. Okay. Oops. Tell me about Tony. Tony. Tell me about Tony and his connection with Andrea. What are his desires, fears, confliction? Tell me about Tony's desires, fear, and confliction. Ooh, the energy is strong in this one. I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I'm definitely seeing the cards that I need to pull out. Clarify the Page of Pentacles. This card comes out a lot. Oh my goodness. Clarify the Emperor. Clarify the Six of Pentacles. Clarify the King of Cups. And we're also going to use this one. So let's talk about Tony, okay? Starting with this Page of Pentacles being clarified by the Devil. Oh, this is definitely someone who is having a lot of inner confliction. Um, I do feel like this person, their true desire is to definitely start a new beginning with you with this Page of Pentacles. Pages represents a form of communication. So this is someone who has really major plans. They have really big goals that they want to accomplish with you in this connection. But let's talk about how the Devil is clarifying the Page of Pentacles. It's like they are the only they are the one who is holding themselves back. No one is holding them back. And so with the Devil card here, it's like I don't even want to say the heart versus the mind. It's not even about that, because this person heart is, is wanting you. Their mind is wanting you. But it's more so that voice, that fear at the back of their mind that's causing them to be at a standstill and not come forward with this pentacle, with this major offer that they want to give. Clarify this Devil. Nine of Cups. Clarify the Devil card. Five of Pentacles. Hmm. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm seeing something about this Five of Pentacles. I'm just trying to figure out how I can elaborate. Let's see. Hmm. I do feel like this is a person, Tony was sort of, sorry, it took me a second because I was trying to understand the message so that I can explain it in a way that wouldn't be confusing. Okay. So with the Five of Pentacles, it's almost like this is someone who felt forced to leave this situation in the first place. Um, because with the Nine of Cups here, what I'm hearing, it's almost like I don't want to say an ultimatum. Um, I don't want to say that it's an ultimatum, but it's almost like this person forced themselves to not to not want this anymore. They were suppressing a lot of their feelings, trying to convince themselves that this wasn't what they wanted, simply because they wanted to focus on other areas of their life. You could be dealing with someone who is very goal oriented. um it's like they felt like they had to make a decision between their love life and something else. So it's like it's either love or it's career, or I, it's either I either choose career and then I leave love alone. But I don't know if ultimatum is, but they were forced because I see them forcing themselves to forget this connection. Does that make sense, Andrea? um You said it was kind of an ultimatum. Oh, so you agree that it was, huh? Um, let's look deeper into this. Page of Cups. So they had an opportunity. They had an opportunity someplace, somewhere else. But my thing is, maybe this is just someone who felt like they couldn't balance other aspects of their life with this new offer, but they were definitely distracted. The offer, whatever this opportunity was, whatever it is that they chose over this love, was all a distraction. Okay, it wasn't worth the choice. It wasn't worth leaving this beautiful connection. Okay. Um, Next you have the Emperor being clarified by the Chariot. Clarify this Emperor. One more clarity. Let's see. Three of Wands. So with the Emperor, oh my gosh, these cards are so beautiful. Look at this Emperor card. With the Emperor, I don't know why, but something's telling me that this person was definitely busy. So their reasons, whatever they chose over this, it may have hurt you. But I do see that this person definitely had responsibilities. Like I said, it could be with work, or something personal. But the Emperor is definitely, I'm seeing that other people were relying on Tony. Other people rely on Tony. So I would see why he would feel like he had to do what he did. In Clarity of the Emperor, you do have the Three of Wands. So this hurt him as well with the Three of Wands. This is something that he's still struggling with. This is something that is still conflicting him. Andrea, the Three of Wands. It's still bothering him till this day. He still thinks about it very, very often. But he knows that as the Emperor, he does have responsibility to take care of. So he sees his decision as a major sacrifice. In Clarity of the Emperor, I also pulled out the Chariot, right? Oh, okay. So with the Chariot, I definitely see here that his desire. Okay, so this is kind of interesting because it seems like there are people around Tony who are not in support of this connection. Okay? Because I do see Tony doing the exact opposite of what his friends, family, whoever it is, who he is responsible for, I see him doing the exact opposite of what they want him to do. It's almost like the people around him feel like if he were to continue this connection with you, he would be stupid for that. Like he would be making a huge risk, if he were to come to you. So there are people, and I feel like it's really from his side, who are not in favor of this connection that he has with you. Next, you have the the Six of Pentacles. And I'm also hearing with the Chariot that people think that you guys are too different. I'm not sure why they think that, but that's what I'm also hearing. It's like the people that he surrounds himself with try to convince him to not come towards you, and I do see him doing it. So he will get lagged. He will get nagged for it. You know, he will have a lot of disapprovals, but they feel like the two of you are different. I don't know. It could be like an age difference. I feel like it's an age difference. If it's not, then it's probably something that's just a stupid reason for them to not want him to be with you. But next you have the Six of Pentacles being clarified by the Hierophant. Is this making sense, Andrea? Let me see. Let's read your comment. You said he's focused on work, he wouldn't move forward, his kids, his ex-wife. Oh, his ex-wife travels, okay. OMG, it's so true. Hi, Carissa. You guys are total opposites. My intuition picked up on that with the Chariot, where people see that. Um, oh, he's conservative. You are wild. Well, I see why they're kind of being over dramatic, and they think that it would be like they see him coming towards you as like a major risk. But if it's because of your political differences, then they're kind of being dramatic a little bit. Let's see. So with the Six of Pentacles being clarified, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, when you said wild, I know what you mean. Just carefree, yeah. Um, with the of Pentacles being clarified by the Hierophant, so his concern, his one of his biggest concerns, Andrea, with the Six of Pentacles is he often wonders, how is this connection really going to work, because the two of you have different lives. So he's already seeing the lack of balance, which is what the Six of Pentacles is representing, and he sees that lack of balance as instability. So this is something that he really, like, you know, when you're trying to make a decision and there's like that one thing that will make you not choose something, right? Like that key factor. It's the fact that the two of you have such different lives, and oftentimes he tries to make the best judgment, you know, about that. He wonders if that will have a negative effect on the connection, if the two of you were to be together officially, you know, what would happen because of the different lifestyles that you guys have. Now, when I say lifestyles, I'm more so talking about, like, because I feel like with him, I know you said that he travels a lot. So that's like a key factor. The two of you probably, you know, have completely different jobs, and, you know, he's out and about while you're more like stable with your work. Those are the kind of things that he worries about. That's kind of conflicting him. Those are like key factors when it comes to him trying to make a decision. Next, you have the King of Cups. Oh, so this is really all about his true desires. Now there's a lot of wands here, because with the King of Cups, this is he does want this connection. This is what he really wants, but he feels like he has to be his approach to get this connection with you. Like he can't it's not as easy as him just coming towards you. You know, it's not that easy, because he knows that he has a reputation and he has responsibilities. So this is a person who is, you know, really trying to figure out how they can still be happy while pleasing people around them. In clarity of that King of Cups, you have the Five of Wands. I'm telling you, there are people who, I mean, you did confirm it, right? There are people who are very much against this connection, and he's tired of hearing about it. He's tired of people, you know, giving him their 2 cent, their, like giving him their input, and just unnecessary opinions. That's what this 5 of Wands is. Too many people are investing their time in his personal life, in his connection with you. And so, lastly, in clarity of that King of Cups, right? The 9 of Wands came out. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This person is really, really struggling right now. Um, they're struggling trying to make a decision. They are also worried about their reputation, um, while trying to get away from this chaos. I do feel like there's someone who's constantly, or a group of people who are constantly in his ear about what he should do, trying to control him. Let's try to pick out another card. Judgment. I literally just said that. The Judgment. He's trying to make a decision. Um, 7 of Pentacles. Now, the good thing is, I do see that eventually he will get some stability back into his life, especially to put these people under control who are trying to have an input on his personal life. I do see him having really great balance between his connection with you. Eventually, the two of you will be together, because I'm seeing him balancing both his other life with his family. Well, I don't want to say other life, but like his responsibility with his family and his friends, while also balancing his connection with you. So eventually he will get the hang of this. Um, so let's see. Well, I don't think it's more so the kids. I mean, especially if he has young kids. It's not like his kids are trying to control him. I think it's him just trying to balance his family, his other family, and then come towards you. Um, I think that's really what he's trying to do, especially when it comes to this 4 of Wands, the disapprovals, with the 4 of Wands. Oh, so they're not too young. You said they're 14, 15, 19. I just think it's the timing. It's the timing. It's him right now. There's a lack of stability in his family, so he's trying to get that under control. Especially for those who want to stop him from, taking certain risks or decisions towards you. But it will definitely happen with the 7 of Pentacles. It will definitely happen. Like I said, eventually he will be able to have balance with his family and with this connection with you. So I'm not sure if you guys are like currently friends. Um, I feel like you guys are though. I didn't get any cards of like a major separation or anything. But if you guys are still in contact with each other, maybe you should just try to keep things strictly on a friendship level, and until he can get his priorities, not his priorities, but get some stability in his life with his kids, his ex-wife, the disapproval of his, friends and family. He needs to get that under control first. So Andrea, I do hope that this reading was helpful. I just want to thank you for your support. I do appreciate you. Hopefully now you have a better idea of what's going on. Okay, let's see. So there's currently no one on the list. If you guys want a reading, you're more than welcome to. It's $25. I'm going to tell you what you need to know about your love interest. We're going to talk about their deepest fears, um, desires, confliction. I already commented all that stuff. And then that is my PayPal link. I'm eating apples. Um, Clinking. I guess it's my spoon on the plate. What are you trying to say, huh? What, wine? You think I'm drinking wine? I am drinking wine too, but that's not what you were hearing. It was just my spoon. I'm just laughing. I was laughing, Carissa, because you said that you said that you offended your best friend because you told her she should get a love reading from me. So that's what I was laughing at. Diva, I saw the news article about that and I was wondering why are CEOs resigning? Like this situation might just be worse than what we thought. Why are they resigning? I can't think of, why. Because of the virus. What I mean, that's not affecting um them. They're CEOs, they're going to be paid regardless. It's not like the people who work for them. So I wonder why. That's kind of scary to be honest. It's like they know something that we don't. Oh, and Carissa, well, thanks for promoting my channel. I do appreciate that. Oh my gosh, I hope not because Jeff Bezos, he seems really greedy. I mean, like I have friends who work for Amazon and during this time it's like I don't know, you can just tell like when an owner of a business really cares about their workers. So if there's anyone who wants a reading, I'm still here. You guys are so quiet today. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today. Maybe because people are like, is it because of the quarantine? No, I'm just joking. Hi, Dandy. Thanks for tuning in. So, Dandy, that is the link right there. I just posted it under your comment. That is my PayPal link. My only concern is how are people going to pay their bills? Like if they're shutting down everything, Like is there going to be a leeway? Like if you can't work, your landlord can't, kick you out. There needs to be these new laws being implemented because it's times like this that people will take advantage of the situation to get more money out of people. Carol is probably at the pub. I remember her talking about that. She was here earlier. Well, Diva, I think it's also people not educating themselves. I mean, especially here in the US, being a first world country, where we have endless resources to educate ourselves on this situation, people are not taking advantage of those resources. Instead, they're misinforming other people through social media. This frantic isn't really like, I don't think it's an agenda to, it's not an agenda to cause this chaos. Um, I think it's just people being very ignorant and not knowing about how this virus spreads. Like, do you know all the places that I've been to? Because here in the city that I live in Texas, we didn't necessarily have a shutdown. They just advised us to social distance ourselves, but you can still go about your business. Do you know how many people were, like using Lysol wipes? There's this person I went to the I went somewhere recently where every second, I mean, they were using Lysol wipes, hand sanitizer, stuff like that, and I'm like, interesting. Hand sanitizer does not kill a virus. Okay. That's number 1. Wash your hands. Don't just use hand sanitizer. Wash your hands. The virus, if you are healthy and your immune system is healthy, and you get the virus, it's not an automatic death penalty. It's really affecting the older people who have a weak immune system, and especially people who are on immunosuppressants. But people are just freaking out. Like Ebola was worse than this, and people are not taking these measures. So I don't know. I don't think it's an agenda to cause a frantic. I just think people are just naturally ignorant, especially here in the US. They don't really inform themselves. Oh my gosh, Carissa, you're in California, right? Oh my gosh, you guys. So they're implementing these rules like, so Carissa, you're saying in California people can't leave without government permission? Oh my gosh. What, you were driving with him, Carissa? But Carissa, answer my question. Is that really what's going on in California? You guys can't leave without government permission? Oh my gosh. I hope Texas doesn't do that. I doubt Texas is going to do that. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it because Texas is such a independent state and they're so conservative over here. Um, I mean, they're encouraging us to take measures and they're encouraging restaurants to shut down, but I don't think that it's going to be implemented. Okay, let's see. So the list is currently empty. It is empty, you guys. If you want a reading, you're welcome to get a reading. Just saying. Yes, he's already in here. The question. Oh, okay, okay. So people in LA can still go out and about. Okay. Dandy. I didn't receive a payment from Dandy. Are you having troubles with the PayPal link? Just let me know. But I didn't get any. Coyote Cage, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. You said OMG, he ended it first. He ended what? He ended what first? Bye, Carol. Thanks for helping. I do appreciate you. Wait, you had to wait until May. May for what? To see Zach? Okay, you guys, so I'm going to be closing this live stream in like 5 minutes. If there's no one that wants a reading, I will be closing this live stream. If you do want a reading, please go ahead and make your purchase because you won't be able to make a purchase after I end this live stream. This is a $25 reading, and I will tell you what you need to know about your love interest. We're going to talk about their fears, their desires, what is conflicting them. I really just wanted to do this reading to give you guys a better idea of the kind of person that you are connecting to, so that you can understand why they are the way that they are, why they do certain things, why they love the way that they love. Just to give you a better idea of who you're dealing with, okay? So, 5 more minutes. Here, I'm going to post I just posted the link to my PayPal. Um, yeah, so 5 more minutes. If there's no one, then I'm going to close this live stream. Sure, Carissa. What would you like to see? They're really beautiful and very detailed as well. It's like each card really tells a creative story about what's going on. Good night, Diva. The cards are the Tarot Wonderland deck. Yeah, it's Alice themed. So here's one here, the Hierophant. And then you have what's this one? Seven of Pentacles. It's just so creative. Like the illustrations are really nice. Tarot Diva actually got it from me, which was really sweet of her. But yeah, she gifted it to me, I think last week. Um, so yeah, very sweet of her. What's an indie deck? Oh, so Carissa, these are the same deck. This is the same Wonderland deck. It's the same thing. See? Oh, the crystals, I got them from eBay. They were pretty cheap too. Well, I don't want to say cheap, but it was pretty affordable. Like it's a lot more affordable than going to one of those like stores that sell them. But yeah, eBay definitely. So like this deck is very it's similar to my other deck that I always use. Like there's the judgment, you know, like the writer's deck. The writer's deck that I always use is like a classic. So they use the same descriptions. Like this one is the nine of wands, you know? But I always say that every deck tells a different story and not tells a different story, but like how do I say it? Like for example, let's look at like the judgment card, right? On my other writer's deck, the judgment, the storyline that I perceived was a person who, you know, of course, like a judgment, making a decision, right? But for this card, it's more so every time I look at it, what the card tells me is making another decision, like someone who sees that their first decision was wrong and so now they're trying to correct their mistakes in a way. So it's like while it is similar, it's definitely different perspectives. Each deck is going to tell you a different perspective of the situation. And it's really all up to the reader and what their intuition tells them, because I always say you can get, you know, 78 card deck and memorize all the general readings, but you also need to have a good intuition to if you want to provide a detailed reading. So you guys, I am definitely going to end this live stream. I did do a live stream earlier today and that was poppin'. There were so many people getting this reading done. So I am very grateful. I guess for this other live stream, maybe I should have changed up the questions, but I'm still learning. Thank you guys so much for your support. Carissa, thank you so much for always helping out. You are a fantastic moderator. I do appreciate you. For those of you who tuned in tonight, thank you so much. I will be having another live stream tomorrow. So please put on the bell notification for my channel so that when I do come on live stream, YouTube will notify you. Okay? So you guys, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys later.